Goose here. Today I want to go over some of my Facebook Marketplace sales really quickly before we really get into the nitty gritty here. When it comes to bigger, bulkier items, which is mostly what I sell in the Marketplace, I like to just get rid of them. I don't have a ton of space to keep them, and it takes up a lot of real estate. So some of these prices, you're going to be like, well, I mean, you made a good buy, a decent profit, everything, but you could have like milked a little bit more out of it if you waited for that like slow dime instead of the fast nickel. But like I've always said, and I've always believed, is even if a slow dime is better than a fast nickel, 3 fast nickels are better than 1 slow dime. So with that said, let's get into my sales here. So the first thing you're going to see is actually I have the same thing on my walls here. I talked about it in my haul video, at least a Gladiator, related storage item on my haul video, I should say. So these are just like wall panels for storage. They come brand new, but you have to buy you have to buy them in pairs. And they come brand new for like $70 for a pair. So it's like 35 each. And so just to get rid of them, I listed them at 40 bucks a piece. Not a piece. What's wrong with me? 40 bucks total. And that last slide there is like cut anyway. It's really like 7 and like 2-3 inches. So only the first 3 are 8 feet. And it's took me, I don't know, 5-6 days to sell, I would say. The next thing is an Ikea Wardrobe, brand new. This is about $120, and it will go on sale sometimes. At least I think it does, but whatever. Even at $120, I decided to come in at 50%. I thought that was a decent number. And really, because if you look down here, there's like a little shelf that's supposed to go here, and I didn't have that shelf. So I took $60 and I sold it within a day. Yeah, I might have been able to get 10 or 15 bucks more, but I really didn't have a whole lot into this at all. So I was happy with this. Next, we have these storage shelves. Storage is really big right now, especially people are doing pet projects around their houses or trying to get things done during the quarantine. So if we look at this, I had a total of 4 of them. And 2 of them I sold for 40, 2 of them I sold for 30. One couple decided to buy 2 of them at $30 a piece, and I was totally cool with it. So here is my big sale, quote unquote. This thing took forever to sell, over a year, and I expected if I would have waited another year, I probably would have gotten 1,100 out of it. 12 if I was really lucky. So I had this listed originally for 1,500, planning on going down to 11 or 12. No bites, no low balls, no messages, nothing for months. So I dropped it down to 1,200. No low balls, nothing. And it's one of those things like, yeah, you got something that could go for 1,100 to the right buyer, but at the end of the day, something's value is only really what somebody's willing to pay for it. So I waited. I dropped this down to 1,000 and had a guy contact me within 4 to 5 days. And he owns a music shop in the area, maybe about 20 minutes away. I don't know why I'm telling you what direction. It's that way. And he offered me $625. I told him, once you see the condition, you're going to come up on it. You're going to be okay with coming up on it. He said, okay, well, let's see. Came over, tried it out. He said, you're right. I can go to 700, and I took it. So if I would have waited on this, and maybe I would have gotten $1,000, 1,100 on it. But I just want to get rid of it. And if he sells it, God bless him. I hope he sells it for the 1,200 that I think that he could eventually get. So if not, it'll make a cool place in the store. And honestly, I still made a good money on this. So at the end of the day, I'm happy. He's happy. And whoever eventually gets this awesome combo amp is going to be really happy as well. And a tip for doing amplifiers for guitars, if you're not really used to it, is there's like 5 or 6 brands you should definitely learn. Orange is one of them. You're not going to come across this every day. Most people are going to be familiar with what they have with this. Same thing with like a Mesa Boogie or a Marshall. or anything like that, really. But, those are some brands to keep your eyes out for. And even the lower end stuff, you can really sell them to starting guitarists. And at least in my opinion, this is me coming from like a guitar player's point of view, tubes are better. That's a tube amplifier. I saw this Yamaha stereo receiver for $50. It's sold within 2 or 3 days. There's only one sold on eBay, and I think it was for like 150 or 160, but that's shipped. So I'm thinking, minus 20 something, $30 to ship this thing out. I got to get a nice box for it. I got to get my popcorn I like to put in there, and I got to worry about, scamming and getting damage and shipping and everything like that, and then eBay and PayPal fees, and it could really be a headache, and I just don't want to deal with it. So I priced it at a point where if somebody wants to deal with all that headache, yeah, they can make some money off of it, and I'm cool with that because I'm still making money off this because I bought it for $10. So I'm happy. This next item here is a poker set, and I really don't like to really grab these. It's like in my my last sales video. This is one of those things where I'm haggling with somebody, we're negotiating, and they kind of give me their final price that they're not really willing to budge on. He had $5 on this thing, and I said, look, if I do your price, could you throw in the chips? They said, sure. They throw it in. It's an extra $15. So it's nothing great. I don't know, but if you can get it thrown in, maybe it's worth it. And even then, this is in like great condition, like it was never used. Oh, and it took a while to sell. It took a few days. All right, next as an update on those wrestling figures. So as I told you all in my haul video, I bought like 60 something figures. I was into them for about $1 a piece. I got it on eBay in an auction. They were kind of dirty. I cleaned them. And maybe I'll do a video on how to clean action figures and stuff like that to get them looking pretty good. So what I did was I took the ones that were either not worth anything or, not worth selling, or were kind of like dirty and stuff. So like this dude here is worth, there's one else. He is worth $20 on his own. But I mean, his left joint here was not really moving very well. On the back, he had a little bit of like paint and stuff like that I couldn't get off. Not even with Dawn and toothbrush and a little bit of white vinegar, which is how I typically clean. Very little bit white vinegar, very little bit. And then they did even come off with rubbing alcohol, which is my next step. So, I mean, I don't like selling things like that on eBay that are not in like good condition for a couple bucks. I might as well just toss in a lot. So I got $35 here, and it's a little bit more than $2 a piece. So that's not terrible. Basically the same thing here. I think I had 17 here, $40, a little bit more than $2 a piece when I'm in for $1 a piece. And like I said, these were not the so great ones. I've already sold one on eBay for $14, and I think I have like 5 or 6 on eBay right now, and I have another 10 or 15 that are ready to go on, and those are all $10 and more. So I'm still very happy with this purchase. So here's some vinyl records. This came from a big lot I bought, and I've slowly gotten rid of it throughout time. And these I deemed, again, when we talk about condition, I deem these not worthy to go on Discogs or eBay or Amazon. We'll sell records in there sometimes. So, this is one of those things where I just want to blow it out and get rid of them. I sold them for $30. I was asking 40. The guy got them for 30. If we look here, like this is, you got the ring here, the ring there. Help is Help. Really, did both Beatles albums in the top. Rubber Soul, Help, and even Revolver really are in like not that great condition at all. So, I mean, it kind of sucks, but the rest of the lot was actually really good, and those all went into individually online, of course. So it's one of those things. So similarly to that is, here's a lot of 4 Iron Maiden records. These are just kind of replaced the ones I have, or I should say these were mine and I got replaced. You know what I mean. And if we look here in like the bottom left, there's like a little tear there. These 2 records on the bottom, there's a little bit of popping and cracking on them. Nothing like terrible. The ones on the top sound pretty good. And I got 40 bucks for them, $10 a piece. I might have gotten a little bit more on eBay, but especially with that crackling and that popping, I just don't want to deal with that. I'd rather sell it locally. The dude showed up, and being a huge Iron Maiden fan, and I'm glad that they went to a good home. We talked about Maiden for like a half hour. So that's that. And that's it for my sales update video thing, whatever you want to call it. So I hope you really, let's just go here so we have something to look at during this part. So I hope you really enjoyed this. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and that your sales are awesome. And like always, I will catch you on the flip side.